Salutations, spooks, spirits, and specters, and welcome back to Resident Evil 6, where we just helped Leon fight Simmons on the collapsing sky bridges of the Quad Tower. Now we're inside the laboratory facility areas of the Quad Tower. Doing what Ada does best and taking whatever she can get her hands on.
This is where Carla did her experiments, huh?
There's a lot of monitors here.
Another failure. Bring me another subject. Why do you think we had this lab built here in the first place? Just go outside. There's thousands of subjects to choose from. Tell Simmons that we're busy. I'm on the verge of solving this. Are you refusing my orders?
Should have stayed there.
Or beyond sympathy at this point. We're beyond humanity. A job, huh? Sure. My schedule just cleared.
Oh, so that's the end of that. Okay. I guess I'll just attach... Since it's just credits, I'll just attach it to the end. Well... You know what? I won't. I'm going to go ahead and share all the files I have gathered up. Unfortunately, I have no way of skipping the credits. This is spacebar. This is escape. This is enter. This is E. This is R. This is left mouse click. This is right mouse click. This is the Q. No way to skip the credits. That I know of. Well, I mean, I know I've seen a title for a thing that says how to skip through the credits, but I didn't exactly look at it. But, you know, it's kind of nice, I guess. So, if I'm getting this correctly, Simmons created a clone of Ada out of this Carla person. Carla, I guess, found out about it and got very, very annoyed at Simmons and decided to not only take vengeance on Simmons, but the entire planet as acting head of Neo Umbrella. And I guess Simmons was just going to use the whole outbreak situation to take advantage of global whatever nonsense. You know, he's going to take over the world in that sense. Oh, look at all these things that are happening, but I'm the one who's helping stop this, so we should make me the president, the leader of the world. So, yeah. Otherwise, more outbreaks just might start happening, and If I don't help you, maybe y'all. And then Ada was being led along by the nose by Carla, I guess, just to kind of like lead her to the set the breadcrumbs to get the idea of what's going on with Simmons and all that jazz. And then Carla turned into potato clam chowder, and we melted her face after I figured out to shoot her in the mouth. I was like, clearly there's something to do with that liquid nitrogen canisters I saw in that back room. I didn't think to shoot her in the mouth, because the eyes just seemed to be the most the eyes stood out the most. But at least it explained why the ship that Chris and Piers were on was also shaking around. I was clearly like, why is the ship shaking? What's going on that would cause the ship to shake like this? So that's a nice explanation for that. I guess it also did kind of explain where the chainsaw maniac came from too. This person just popped out of crystal gel. I have to wonder what is the leading cause for what people turn into when they get caught up in a cocoon. I'm sure there's a file that'll explain all of that. Yeah. I mean, they do explain like the T virus, like only 1 in a bajillion, quadrillion, quadrillion people have the proper DNA that could probably turn them into a Titan. And the G virus, I don't know. I did like how I finally found out what the C and C virus is. It's not even like the T and T virus is for tyrant virus. The C for C virus is chrysalid, so it's a chrysalid virus, which is why everybody kind of goes into a cocoon. And Ouroboros just turn people into giant black worms of based on how much biomass is nearby. I thought that was hysterical, getting knocked out of the vent, and then Chris just jumps on Ada's like, Ada, freeze! You're under arrest! We're gonna stop this madness now! And Ada's just like, oh no, I've been caught. I have to wonder what I did. Because I did know that I got the achievement for sneaking around the aircraft carrier without being seen. And I'm just like, what do you mean? I'm pretty sure I got seen multiple times. Did it just reset when I... Did it reset at some point? Did I get any emblems in that last chapter? So there was a helicopter sequence where you shoot stuff while Leon and Helen are there. Then there's the shoot the helicopters down. And then there's shoot Derek Simmons as the T-Rex. And then there's shoot the zombies on the rooftop. And then there's traverse the rooftop ever so slightly. And then there's Fight Simmons, and then there's Fight Simmons, and then there was Fight Simmons. There was just so much going on the screen at the time. I honestly couldn't tell you where today, so I might have seen the cotton picking emblems in that last chapter. But I'll go ahead and share the files that I have unlocked and see what things are enlightened. But I guess the basic overall story is the C virus was developed, I guess, by Derek Simmons and the family, and the Neo Umbrella thing. The family was what funded Neo Umbrella. Simmons was using Ada Wong as a scapegoat, so he made a doppelganger to take the fall, but obviously the person who became said doppelganger was not very pleased about that, so she decided, I'm just going to destroy the whole world because I'm who I am. then, you know, in all of that drama, Leon just happened to get caught up because, you know, he was friends with the president, Adam, and Helena just got caught up because Derek used her in order to, you know, get to the president, and then Leon had to do his own thing, and Simmons was going to use them as scapegoats. Oh, Leon's the one who did that, and Helena, she's the one who allowed this whole thing to happen, so I'm in charge. And obviously Chris had his thing going on, where he had to deal with Carla, her situation, and he went down to help everybody else in his own way, trying to stop Ada Wong, the Carla one, not even like everybody else in the world thinking like Carla was real Ada all this time. Man, Chris, haven't you seen? Isn't it funny how Ada's able to go from a purple dress and red scarf to a red coat and black pants and just like, you know, I guess thankfully they opted to do the thing where different people wearing different clothes and make it easier to associate identities and all that jazz. Bye, Simmons. I hope you stay dead. Oh, I found out what that Left 4 Dead 2 content is. It's in the Mercenaries mode. Not that I've actually played the Mercenaries mode yet. Also, I never played Mercenaries in Resident Evil 4 or 5. Unlocked that mode. It's not something I particularly care for. And of course, just even reading about it, it doesn't appeal to me. I can see why people would play it because, you know, more fun, just straight up combat. But there's just moments of combat I just don't like it here. Like, I just don't like it a lot. Okay, I don't like most of the combat. Like, I don't like being comboed to death. It's fine when it's an enemy, me doing it to an enemy, but when, like, I get hit by a hand and then I get jumped twice in the back and I can't even recover from any of that. I get no help. Oh, you have to be a super level, high level dodger. You have to learn our dodge system and then you wouldn't take any damage. Thanks for that. Huzzah. Once again, thank you for thanking me for playing your game, Capcom. Appreciate it. How about that after credit scene, huh? Oh, no after credit scene? No after credit scene, I guess. Right. Ada can now be used with the extra content. Jumped off the 80th floor, executed, and approached the squad tower from outside, and captured Leon and Helena. Settle things once and for all. That's a lot of stuff. Right. And that here, let's go take a look at whatever files I've got for Ada first.
I believe we had a deal.
Are you going to keep your promise?
fair, kid.
Okay. I was expecting an Ada Wong central after credit scene, but that's fine. That's fine too. That's fine. Alright, here's just a sneak peek of all the files. Right. Let's go over. Alright, so Chris. Yeah, a little biography for him. Here's Leon's connection to Adam, who's not apparently Adam Benford, so he's obviously not the father of Ashley. Background story on the FOS, which is Field Operations Support. Then we got the zombies explanation. A little bit of Hunnigan, who is Leon's support. Then we have a little breakdown of the Raccoon City incident. I still don't understand why revealing what really happened on Raccoon City would put... It was Umbrella's fault. How is that tied into, like, oh, the United States is responsible for the whole thing? I don't get that. I don't understand that. Explaining this, I guess, the whole lab thing. Ah! The blobby creature that shoots out gas that turns people into zombies. That creature. It's a Lepotitsa. Probably said that wrong, but I gave it my best shot. Here's Helen Harper 1. She's got a second file that explains her background, I guess. Here's that second one, because it has so much more information. Then we have the catacombs that Leon and Helena had to fight through in order to get back at Simmons before heading off to China. And this is a little biography for Deborah. This is all we get on her, outside of what the game tells us. And the story's like, oh, she's his sister. That's all we really needed to know before she turns into a Sarah Kerrigan. Here's a little background on Leon and Ada's connections. Little thing with Helen on, oh, we have to do this in order to Simmons's plan. This is the shark creature that Leon and Helena had to fight in the sewers there, right at the end of chapter 3. Ah, yes, the Rascalapange. I probably said that wrong. But this is that regenerating creature that continually only dies forever in a quick time event. And here's Simmons' little biography. Fitting, since this is the last chapter he gets beaten on. There's information on his... I mean, the first form, he did kind of go to a saber-toothed tiger, and then he turned into the centaur. I just call it a gazelle, an antelope kind of thingamajigger, and the crossover with the doctor from the Lost in Space movie. Here's his T-Rex form. He resembles a gigantic dinosaur. You know, you could have just been more specific instead of just call him a Tyrannosaurus with an eyeball in its mouth. And the final transformation where he turns into a giant fly thingamajigger, because that was awesome. Onward to Chris's files. Here's Chris Redfield's slight biography. Here's a little thing to give information on the BSAA, aka the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. And This explains the Juavo, and basic outlines on there. And this explains how the C virus is able to make them take on the different forms that they do. There's a little backstory on Piers, because once again, we don't know diddly squat about him, other than that he is respectable of Chris enough to chase him down for 6 months to figure out what happened to his captain. And this is a little information on the Agromon, aka the big giant creature that we had to deal with in that one town that they lost at the Two of Hearts. And just, yeah. The C virus. C stands for chrysalid, because the virus will encase a host in a cocoon-like shell before a final mutation. Napod? Ah, yes. This is the explanation. This gives a little information on the thumpy gorilla dude with the hard exoskeleton covering his body. Finn, aka the guy who's lost his life and made Chris have amnesia. Yeah, there's a file that explains that. Chris's amnesia. Wow. Perfectly timed. Apparently Chris was on the brink of... Yeah, his mind was racked, and just seeing an entire squad of his men just be transformed into monsters because of Clara really pushed him over the edge mentally. The Bossawan. Oh, that is the area that we do a lot of the fighting in. And the Illusia, which is the fly-like creature. I think that's it right there. And we got Chris's file, which is just a more detailed explanation of his background that mentions his Air Force background, and then I went on to the stars, and then he decided to run off to Europe to go stop Umbrella, which leads to Veronica, and then he joined the BSA, and then here's where he dealt with Wesker and our Resident Evil 5, and then here's the background for 6 months earlier. And then this shows that Chris and Leanne really haven't met each other, but they know each other because Claire Redfield exists. Whatever the whole Neo Umbrella thing, corporation going on here. This is tied to the death of Ada Wong, aka Carla. And Plan D, I am pretty sure, is the whole Hayos incident. Here's more background information on Piers, so that way we know a little more about him outside of just, you know, he's Chris's partner. This is a little tie-in to saying that, oh, this is Chris's relationship with Albert Wesker, because, you know, cool beans, yo. I don't know if there were files like this in... No, Resident Evil 5 had more traditional files. This is the first time, I think this is the only one I've seen that's done this system, where you don't even really collect any files and get any information as you're going through the story. Underwater facility, how they got the financial backing, we don't know. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that Derek Simmons created Carla, who is... And then we have a little information on Hayos and what he was going to do should he have reached the surface. He was just going to turn everybody into zombies, because that'd be awesome. Onward to Jake's files. Here we got a little background information on Jake. Pretty much just says he trusts nobody. The only thing he trusts is the money in his hand. Yep, pretty much just more information that Jake is, as he is. He's a mercenary. this is just a little explanation of what BOWs are, because we all don't know what a BOW is, for all the Resident Evil games we've been playing. Just a little information on the Ustanak, and explaining where Ustanak means in Serbian. Why they named everything after in the Serbian, I don't know. Is Carla from Serbia? I don't know. Then again, they did name a shark Neptune, and they named a plant Plant 42, and they named a giant spider Black Tiger. Sherry Birkin's little information here. A little explanation about the G virus, which, quite frankly, I don't know what the G is for. Off the top of my head, the first word that came to my mind was just Jason. Or goop, because at the end, William Birkin turned into a giant goop monster. The sets is the flying creatures that will break out of the chrysalids. Not what happens when a Uavo gets its legs blown off and it turns into a giant moth. Oko! Oh, these are the little creatures that we had to wallop as we were going through the caves in Chapter 2 for Jake and Sherry. Here's a little information about Jake, how he was... The reason why he was, kind of went to the mercenary was to be able to afford to pay for his mom's medical stuff, but that didn't turn out so well, so yeah, he moved on. Just a little information on where Jerry and Shake... It's Jerry and Shake! Shake and Jerry. Jake and Sherry. Moving on. I assume this is a report from the guy who turns into Ustanak. Strelats. Oh, this is the lizard creature. Yes, the lizard creature. They can climb up walls and crawl on ceilings. Well, they didn't really exhibit that a whole lot. Here's a little information about Resident Evil 2 and how Sherry played a role into it. Claire is my new mom. Leon's definitely not the dad, though. And this, of course, explains how Sherry is just really annoyed that, you know, she's alive, but, you know, the government ran all these experiments on her because she had the G virus inside of her. And, yeah, Derek Simmons became her legal guardian. Experiment log, this... Ah, these guys are talking about the Ustanak. And how he's able to use the different weapons. Ah, the Ubistav. The Ubistv. The chainsaw maniac that's been chasing everybody around in China. And this is about Albert Wesker. Yes, cool. This was the information that about Sherry, since, you know, Albert Wesker was done and dealt with in Resident Evil 5. They're like, okay, Sherry, we're okay with you wandering around as a field agent. We won't keep you locked up anymore. Because the threat of Albert Wesker is gone. Here's a little tidbit more about the Ustanak. I have, oh yes, increased intelligence. And this is an explanation about the anti-C virus, the C virus vaccine that they created from Jake's blood to help, you know, throw off the C virus. Because, yeah. All right, what am I missing here? Wow. Yep, I was not surprised about this. So let's see what I have unlocked. Ada Wong. Not much is known about the international spy Ada Wong. Okay. Right. I'll read this on my own time. Okay. Interesting. Final file. Oh! Oh! This is about the insect. What was the other one about? Oh, it was about the snake! It was about the snake. That's what it was about. Ada and Derek. So this is how they're connected. Oh, so Derek was responsible for the strike. Okay. Okay, so this is Deborah, a note to her sister Helena. Shrieker zombie. Cool. Thank you for explaining this in Ada's notes. Oh, okay. And the letter was created by blah blah. Cool. Ada in Raccoon City, which explains her mission to get the G virus. And then she goes to get the Las Plagas, which is Resident Evil 4. Family. Something about the family. Okay. Ah, the Bloodshot. The hyper creature that has a little pumpy heart that you have to shoot in order to kill it. Ah, Carla. Okay. Oh, so she was... That explains a bit about how she knows how the C virus works. I guess this is the tie-in. Right. Ah, this is about Heos. And that is all I have for Ada Wong. I suppose I could make a separate video, but yeah, this will do it. So until next time, thank you all very much for watching. Resident Evil 6 isn't as bad as I thought it was. It's okay. As a standalone, it's fine. But yeah, I can see why people complained about it not being a real Resident Evil game. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and ciao for now. Ciao for now.